Okay, let's try for 50% today. It's been a hard morning indeed. Horrible loss to a lower rated player. Someone about the same rating, and a very difficult win, which probably was a draw. Absolutely was a draw. So yeah, tough morning. Tough indeed this morning. The auto pairing shows some teeth, but new game board okay. Oh, pardon me. Okay. Got up too early, I think. So let's watch the title player while waiting. Or not. STarrasch. Okay. Try and be Limitovich. There's a STarrasch. Well, I've had usually good luck with this. How's he been doing? Up and down. 15 minutes. I think Bishop C4 is an early D5. Maybe E5 here is better. He's already confused me. Or Bishop D3. Bishop D3 here for E5. B3, Bishop B2 later. In fact, can I just play this? I don't know, I'm tempted. I'll wait for D5. Bishop, I'll play B3, Bishop B2. Now E5. Okay. Alright, Bishop B2. And doesn't look too bad. Queen E1 to G3. Okay. So Queen E1 to G3. This pawn wedge is quite useful. Maybe King H1 and play with G4. Yeah, I don't want to take. I think I'll liberate this position. These two pieces in particular, I just want to keep them locked up. So I'll play G4, I think. Mind you, this diagonal could be tricky, but I'll face that when I get to it, I think. So for the moment, I just want to get the G file, get some pressure going. If that's here, G takes, piece sack, Bishop takes, or D takes. Probably not the soundest. So for the moment, knight, I think knight retreat. Maybe Queen F1, Bishop B7. Okay. Pressure's mounting on F3. Is it terminal just yet? Hopefully not. Hopefully I can just take. Then Rook G3, Queen G2, Rook G1, treble on G7. This bishop's waiting in the wings here. Okay, time to take. Okay, take. Knight G3 is Rook F4, there's no Knight E4. So we Rook G3 or Rook G4 might be better. Rook G4 and Rook G3. And Rook G4 has Knight G3. Try and block this diagonal. It's a bit horrible at the moment. So Knight G3 to E4 should be okay. I do Queen D5. That's Knight G1 if I need it. Queen D5 looks quite good actually. Knight G1, Rook E1 to E4, Queen H3. Being kicked back. Now Rook G6. There's Queen D5, Knight G1. That might be okay. Oh, I lose F4. Not so hot. So maybe Rook G3 here in advance of Queen D5. Let's play Queen H5, Rook G1. Maybe not. I'll take this one for a sec. Yeah, this bishop's a bit of a monster. Not the nicest position ever. Queen G2, Knight G1, Queen G6. Or Queen G2, Queen G6, keep F4 protected. Maybe B4, try and play Knight D4. B4, interesting. Right, I think Queen G2 here to threaten Bishop and bad feel about this. Mind you, takes check and then Rook G1. How's the defend G8? That looks active and promising. I'll play that. He's got Bishop F3 if he wants, okay. We can defend like that, yes. Right, so not brilliant again. Maybe B4 is worth trying for pretty soon, like now. B4 before it's too late. It's Rook F7, Queen D5. Rook F7, B4, Queen D5. Oh there. It's one of those mornings. I should have quit while I was not so ahead, but okay. B4 here. Is there any hope for Knight D4? Let's Rook F4. H3, King H2, just try and get off this diagonal. Queen F2. It's a long-winded process to get off this diagonal. Possibly one which I should get into. Okay. Is he going to take here? Knight d4, rook moves. That protects f3 actually, so maybe I think h3 just to make sure there's no major disaster on this diagonal. King h2. Queen d5 here, there's queen g7. Maybe it's not as bad as it looks. It's just bishop is annoying. Okay, he's giving me that d4 pawn for some reason. It's protected by the bishop. I want to liberate this bishop. Intriguing. Knight takes d4. Attacking the rook. Some of the problems solved with f3 and this bishop. Okay, so knight takes d4. Knight e6 is an idea. You can take on f3, then take on e6. Like f5 is a better idea than e6. Okay. Time to get off this diagonal, maybe. If I play h3, it's long-winded, but I don't know, he's got rook d5. Rook d5, knight e2. That's a bit of a disaster again. I can't see what else to do though. h3, rook d5, king h2, bishop d4. I'll go for it. Try and get off this diagonal. Rook d5 does look pain. Rook f4 looks a pain as well. I've definitely got up too early. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay. I think rook d4 is going to happen pretty soon now, unfortunately. I might be on the rook, never know. Rook d4, bishop d4, I'm on the rook. I don't know. Rook f3, knight f3, I'm holding for a moment, am I? Just got to get off this diagonal for sure. So, queen g6 and knight e6 if given the chance. Queen g6, there's bishop f3. Knight e6 there, I'm on c5 and g7. Actually, now I've unpinned, there might be takes, knight e6, family fork, 2 rooks, pick up a rook, that might be best. This one, so I don't lose f3, no I lose f3 after. Great. Doesn't matter though, maybe that's the best. This threat of queen g7. Okay. I'm actually threatening something, potentially. Queen g7 takes. King moves, knight takes. Now I end up a rook down. Okay. Probably rook d4, bishop d4, bishop f3 wins this piece, wins the piece. Takes, check. King f7 or king h7. Queen b7 there. It's actually tricky, maybe he was worried about that. But okay, all the horrible things remain here. But maybe queen g6 just to unpin. Bishop f3. I don't know about knight e6 in that position. It's bishop f3. Does hit the two rooks actually. So maybe queen g6 is the best chance. Can't see anything that active apart from queen g6, bishop f3, knight e6. So I'll go for that. So bishop f3, knight e6, hits two rooks, hits g7. Has he got nasties like bishop e4 or something? Probably. Threaten rook f2. I'll take it from there. Queen g7 check. Maybe I'll win that b7. Maybe queen g6 is a good move in the situation. If rook f3, that's clearly clear cut. Rook f3, unless there's there isn't knight e6, there's rook f2, so I have to take. That's not so nice. Okay. Simple. Just rook f3. What about rook g2 there actually? Rook f3, rook g2 to stop rook f2. Confusion. And still hold on to knight e6. Maybe that's best just... Oh, what's going on here? Now knight e6. We see there's queen g7. I think knight e6 looks like a move of some sort. Opens up the bishop. If rook e6, there's queen g7. So I'll go for that. Is there anything better? Queen g7 takes. There's knight e6 check. And knight takes f4. Knight takes f4. Knight e6. King moves. Knight takes f4. Actually, I'm on. I don't know. That looks good as well. Isn't it just also in this position? Oh, knight e5, rook f2 is the disaster it's counting on. But so there's queen g7, and then knight takes e5, and I've got three pieces, and again there's rook f2. So I think given this state of play, knight e6 is looking good to try and get b7. Takes check, we'll try and win b7. Check. This is anything I'm particularly missing here. This rook f2 is pretty devastating. So queen, okay, let's go queen g7 again. Take. In that position, I play knight e6 there, and knight takes f4. And actually there's no rook e2 either, so takes. Knight takes e6, this is pinned, king moves, knight takes f4. And actually, I don't know, maybe rook f5, maybe I can find some magical check somewhere. It's probably worth doing. Okay, I'll do this. In fact, isn't that knight takes e5 as well? Check. King is not so deadly there. With the rook not blocking the king, making rook f2 really embarrassing. Okay, so knight e6 takes f4. Unless bishop e5 here, rook f3. Actually, there's knight e5 check to get the knights out of trouble after rook f5. It's the worst over for the moment. If I play knight e5 check, and if it takes well, king f6, then I can think about the problem there. King f6. Okay, it's still a problem, sort of. Knight moves this, check. Let's check here to keep the knights kind of, and knight takes h4. Okay, check here. Does he want king f6? Maybe he does. I think the worst is over. So knight takes h4. Check, king g3 takes on c3. Bishop c3, I can play bishop a5 after. So bishop c3 here. On the knight f5 to d6. Or just, I think 27 seconds. I think he's blown it somewhere. I think he had a force win somewhere. This looks as though game's been blown. Knight f5, and he hasn't really got, I don't know, I like the position now. He hasn't really got that much time to finish me off. But the three pieces versus rook and thing are okay. Get the king over. Such a promising position, blown for him. How did he do that? Just mention commentary. I've gone right into this diagonal, of course, to try and get something on g7. So the way it worked out, the punchline was on g7, with f3 looking like a disaster for most of the time. Okay, I thought this was clever at the time, but maybe not. Not that clever at all. Queen d5 was always pretty promising. It's a wonder that anything came out of this. Okay, so that was an interesting tactic, but after knight takes d4 here, rook takes f4 would have been good, surely. Although queen g7 takes knight e6, he's always got bishop f3 after rook g2 h3. Let's have a look at this. This is getting silly, this game. So we reach this terrible position with this diagonal and this huge bishop. I'm playing this desperate b4, gives me d4. So as rook takes f4 here. There's a question of not knight e6, bishop f3. So say, hey, do this. King moves somewhere, and that's the exchange down for two centre pawns. That doesn't look too bad actually. Two centre pawns. If I get the king in, the centre pawns might be good. That's tactic. So here, trying to get off the diagonal, does it now? So there's another question here then. It takes here. Knight takes e6. Again, exchange down. It's worse than before, isn't it? Oh, it's checked there. Sorry, forget that. Here. I don't want to take that one. I think I want to take this one. Lose f3 like this, and again exchange down, and maybe it's not so easy for black basically because of these pawns. Okay, so in the game here though, isn't there just rook takes d4, clear cut, rook d4, unless takes here, and again get the knight off. This is immune now. It's 96, whatever. Exchange down. Possibly tricky. I'm not sure. No, king f7. That's any game. So basically, faulty plan here. Very optimistic for g4 with the king over here. Okay, so the errors start to go creep back, roll back. Possibly around here. Maybe something like a4 would have been handy to stop this bishop, or b6. I don't think so. Plays for b6 anyway. Yeah, it's just walking into the diagonal really. Not good. A bit lucky there. Comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks so much.